Hello everyone, welcome back to another TF2 gameplay commentary. Now this is a live commentary on King of the Hill Viaduct Pro because we are taking a look at the first episode of Map Inspection, where I take a look at different, it's probably going to be only competitive maps, where I take a look at the strategies and how you should play these maps and how you call these maps when you call out positions and stuff. So I think we should start off with the calls right now. I should say that this is the competitive version of the stock King of the Hill Viaduct map. Now let's take a look at it. As you can see, instead of snow being all around, it's kind of a green lush feeling like on the Payload Barn Blitz. It's also a snowy map, stock map. But in the pro version, it has grass on it to make things stand out a little bit nicer and a little bit more pleasant to look at. Now there's also one major addition. This is the tunnel here, and as you can see from the default viaduct, the cliff has been flipped over from being over here to the left over to the right. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the calls. Now when you come out of spawn, there are three main ways you can go. You can go through left, main, and right. Now if you go through left, you will come out this way, at least from the blue side, and you come to the stairs. Now obviously if you're coming from the red side, you'll not be coming from the stairs, you'll be coming from to the cliff, but we'll get to that. Coming from the blue spawn, on the left is out here in the yard, as you call it, and from the main there's a little bit of tunnel here, and I was also going to yard, and the right tunnel is going to the cliff. So here let's start at yard. On yard, on the left side, we have these stairs, and this is one of the places where you can push from if you have an Uber charge. Then up here we have the house, and here on the balcony called Sniper Balcony or China, whatever you prefer. The people I play with are usually referred to it as China. And then we have a cliff here, a blue cliff. And this is also called cliff, just a lower cliff or something, like underneath cliff, under. That's leading up to the midpoint. Now in the midpoint we have that's pretty simple. We have the tunnel and we have the midpoint. And then we have these two rocks here. Now there's blue rock and there's red rock. And then behind here we call that behind rock, or call it valley. So red valley and blue valley, and then blue rock, red rock. So that's really the map from the blue side. Just for consistency, let's go over to the red side. On the red team, if you go left, you will come out here of the stairs directly to the cliff. If you go through main, you will come out in yard, just underneath the house. And if you go through right here, you will come out on this red side of the stairs. So strategies. This map is interesting because it's the only King of the Hill map that's played in 6v6s. So it's different from the 5 capture point that is usually played in 60s. There is one important thing to note about this map. It's the spawn timers. Now spawn timers are huge in this map. Let's say that blue caps the point. Now when blue caps the point, the timers are gonna swap. So the blue team will spawn with the waves of 20 seconds, and the red team will spawn every 10 seconds. That means that the red team will have an advantage. Now you can use this advantage. Let's say blue team comes here and captures the point, and they have an Uber. Now let's say your team got wiped, you're on the red team, your team got wiped, you don't have any Uber. Usually your medic will stay in spawn with either a scout, with a Boston Basher to build up Uber, or with your pocket soldier, and you're gonna do what's called a 4-man suicide. That means that usually the 4-man suicide is performed up from the cliff here, but you can also go through main yard or the stairs. But due to the height advantage, this is a good spot, and because of the sight lines here, or the blocking the sidelines here by the what's this, like a wall or something. So we want to do the 4-man suicide. Means the pocket, or usually pocket soldier, roamer, the demo, and 1 scout, or instead if it's the pocket soldier keeping by the medic, then 2 scouts, a roamer, and the demo are gonna do a 4-man suicide. It's gonna jump on the medic, see if they can either drop the medic, which is the best of course, or force the Uber, because Ubers are huge on this map as well, or at least get a key pick like a heavy class, especially a soldier, because or a demo man, that's the best. You want to avoid focusing scout if you can, because if you're a scout and you spawn, you can run really fast back to the midpoint and get your crit heals and just do a cleanup. Whereas soldiers have to either walk to the mid in order to get crit heals, or jump to the mid and avoid having crit heals. So that's something you want to keep in mind. So when doing the 4-man suicide, the 4-man suicide is very hard to defend against without popping or losing people. But of course, it's the optimal if you hold your Uber and kill and wipe the other team, which is really hard. So that's really the game what it evolves around. Once the let's say your team kills the medic, he drops Uber, and you get a couple of kills. You want to push instantly with your Uber and take the point, or you can just intimidate with your Uber. Let's say there's 4 people on the blue team left, and you push with your Uber. The other team's gonna know you have an Uber. So if you look like you want to push with an Uber, they're gonna be intimidated because you have numbers and health and Uber. And they're probably going to back up, and you don't actually have to use the Uber, and you can use it for defense against the 4-man suicide. You can also do what's called a half push. Now let's say you failed a 4-man suicide. With the medic, usually with a 4-man suicide, the 4-mans are gonna come out of here and the medic will stay and spawn and build Uber. Now in the half push, you're gonna be a little more risky and take the medic with you about to here and give them heals so that they have a lot more heal. And usually what you're gonna do is make a 5-man suicide. So every damaged player is gonna rush out to the midpoint trying to get the medic, and you're trading a lot of what should we call it? What's the word? A lot of ability, making it easier to kill the medic, but you're losing a bit of Uber because the medic has to run back and wait for your spawns, or if you're successful, then get the heals up. So it's important, it's very important, like no other maps, to keep the medic alive on this map, because Ubers are huge in this map. Once you cap the point, if you feel comfortable, or if you wipe the team, you can perform a forward hold, where you hold here, here, and here, and spam the choke points, like here, and here, and in here, to make sure that the 4-man suicide is difficult, because they're gonna take damage as soon as they come out of the rooms. But it's difficult to keep all of these paths locked down. But it's very good to at least spam you can still stay on here and spam these entryways. You can spam here, here, and here, and you can also stay up on the stairs here and spam down there. So that's gonna make it increasingly difficult for the other team to make the push without popping Uber already down here. And you can either make your medic all the way up to the forward hold, or preferably you want to keep your medic backwards with either a pocket or a scout or preferably the pocket, so you can protect the medic, as you don't need to build Uber anymore. If you need to build Uber, you probably you can probably go with a scout as well. But make sure that you either have least lockdown or the medic protected, because the 4-man suicide is going to be, or the half push is going to be very deadly for the medic. Now I want to share one last trick here with you. If you cap let's say that this only works if the other team holds the point. This doesn't work if the point hasn't been captured yet, like this. So let's say that the red team are currently holding the point. You can exploit this. Let's say you're almost capping the point and you see your spawns are about to come in, and as soon as you see now that your spawn's about to end, you get off the point, wait for them to spawn, so everybody has spawned, and then get on the point and captured, because that means that if you captured while they're spawning, they'll get 10 extra seconds before they spawn. So by just giving a 2 or 3 seconds here, you can actually get your players 10 seconds earlier, and that can be very huge for this map. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna leave a lot of links down below to where you can download it, and because it's hard to find really, so I'm probably gonna upload it myself so you can download it. And I'm gonna leave a link to a guy called Sigma who casts a match, or 3 matches actually, one first with Madmen, on this map, so you can see exactly what I've talked about with the 4-man suicides and keep your medic alive. So I think you should really go and look that up. It's around 30 minutes per match. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you will join me for the next map inspection video. And until next time, see ya.